Hello and welcome to my Woolly PhD. My name is Liz Scarf and this is a weekly vlog about what I'm currently learning and making in my anthropology PhD all about wool. If you're new here, welcome. You can find a brief overview of the research project in the introductory video if you're keen to kind of understand more about the context. And if you caught my video last week, you'll know I took the week off videos because I was on a little holiday and it was excellent. There were icebergs and glaciers and bubbling, steaming moonscape kind of hikes. Iceland really is something else. When I saw the aurora for the first time in my life, which I've been very keen to see for a very long time, so I feel very lucky about that. It was pretty cool. Anyway, this week I am thinking about lone rangers in social orders across multi-species relationships in agriculture and labour. So, just a little bit. I sometimes feel like I don't get much time to think when I'm in the field, right? Like I'm doing a lot, and it's one of the challenges of field work is how to do and participate, but also observe and think observe and think. So anyway, but yeah, so at my field site, right where I am here in Iceland, there's not just sheep, but there's lots of different animals, including laying hens. So I got two stories about why I'm thinking about lone rangers. So there's a flock of laying hens here, and every now and then a new cohort of young hens is added to the existing flock. And in this latest cohort, there is a hen who doesn't want to lay her eggs where everyone else lays their eggs. So in the nesting boxes where we, the humans, want them to lay their eggs, right? She wanders off across the paddock to some long grass to do it. This, of course, prompts a flock management response from the humans, of course, because the eggs are the point. And I guess if one hen does it, maybe, I think a second hen started following her. So, it's an issue, right? The other thing that got me thinking about lone rangers is the pigs. So if you watched the last episode, you would have met the pigs. Anyway, we took the pigs to the abattoir today, all but one. So there's 14 pigs, only 13 went, because one of them just would not get in the trailer with the other pigs. There was a lot of effort put into that, unsuccessfully. And it was also just kind of odd that she didn't want to join them, because they are a very, very social bonded group, pigs in general. But apparently she'd been a bit like that the whole time. She was a bit on the outer, a bit of a loner pig in some ways. She didn't seem unhappy particularly, but anyway, so this kind of challenge, right, to get them all in the trailer, and thinking about this pig, of course, prompts response from humans who care for the pigs. There's new thinking about how to move pigs, new ideas about caring for pigs and raising the future herds, about space, about resources, about butchering. There's lots of different ways in which her disinclination to get on the trailer with the other pigs generates a whole bunch of thinking that if she'd just kind of gone with everybody else, might not have happened, right? So both of the examples got me thinking about the impact of individuals who won't or don't sort of go along with the group. Of course, one impact, right, diversity or divergence can lead to increased authoritarian responses in some contexts. But it can also lead to innovation, right? And new strategies, new ways of thinking, new opportunities for relating. So for example, I'm going to be feeding this one pig, Isabella, now for the rest of the week, and we'll get to know each other in a different way than when she was one of 14. So I've already sort of been to feed her twice today, and it's so different going into a paddock of one pig versus 14 pigs. And it's different from my own experience in my own body. I'm not that fussed about one pig. I can deal with that. 14 hungry pigs is a little kind of adrenalizing, I have to say. So it makes me calmer as well, and makes me kind of more relaxed and like I have more time and capacity to kind of hang out with her a little more or take notice in new ways. And she gets to be someone a little different as well when she's not kind of part of this rowdy, hungry group. and competing, or not, they don't have to compete for food, there's plenty of food for them all, but not having to kind of tussle for positions, for food access, for things like that. So it's really interesting. We have a new relational opportunity, I guess, over the rest of this week, because hopefully we'll get her on a trailer next Monday. Yeah, so it's sort of made me think up, because I'd been giving some thought, right, to the way the pigs or the hens shape human social ordering, but I hadn't really been thinking much about how the personality of individual animals within groups shapes human social orders. So I think this is quite exciting, and then also around not just how it shapes human social orders, but how the whole interaction is shaped between human animals and non-human animals. Or what am I meant to say? Human persons and non-human persons. So no, it's really interesting. I hadn't kind of been thinking about these individuals so much. And now I start thinking about it. I start thinking about the individual hens I've been noticing. It's a flock of about 60 or 70. And there's a few that really stand out in their behaviours, not the ones who run off to try and lay their eggs somewhere else, but different ways different hens interact with you. Anyway, I don't have any readings to recommend on this particular sort of line of thinking, because I don't have much time for reading at the moment, which is the point of fieldwork, sit around and read. But yeah, if you've got any recommendations, do feel free to share in the comments, or other thoughts that you have about, lone rangers, or those who don't go along with the group and the impacts that has. Yeah, interesting. Okay, what have I been making? Not a lot, actually. Usually when I'm at home, I've got like a dozen different things but on the go. Well, not a dozen, maybe 4 to 6. But I have been trying to focus on a sweater a month, and just stick to one thing. I have finished the torso of the Benjamina sweater by Fakir Knitting. She's on Facebook. God, it smells so good. It still smells like sheep because it's not highly processed. Anyway, it's really lovely. I may have knitted it a little too long because I just realised there's sort of shaping I have to do now, some short rows. And because I've modified, because I'm using a different yarn weight, and I've made picking a different size, whatever else, and different needles. I'm not entirely sure which measurements to follow in the pattern now. So anyway, that's going okay, and I've started the ribbing on. I've done the ribbing on the first sleeve, because with the Lopa Pacer traditional patterns, you knit it's bottom up, so you knit the torso up to the armpit, then you knit the sleeves up to there, and then you join the whole thing and knit the yoke last. So that's coming along well. And I think last video I showed you these very yummy thick Icelandic socks I was making for my father-in-law. I finished those, but I can't show you because they have now been sent to their destination. And I took one lousy photo of them that I should put on Instagram, but I haven't yet because I do not have time for social mediaing. But also it's a very good photo. It doesn't do them justice. Anyway, week before last, I got some lessons in yarn dyeing, and so I just thought I could share some of the yarn colours we got. So this, where's the camera on this thing? Oh yeah. This is all the same colour, but just on different bases. And this is not even a white fleece. This will be like maybe it's a light brown, maybe it's a light grey, maybe one of these, I don't know what they are, but they are sort of different shades of grey or brown that we dyed onto, and I love them. And this one, I don't remember what this is. Was it a green? Maybe it was some kind of golden yellow. It looks like a golden yellowy type thing, but again, dyed onto a darker base. Anyway, I love these colours together. I am a deep autumn person myself, and so dark moody types are just my thing. So I'm very excited to now be in possession of these, and I look forward to working out what I'm going to do with them, because I'm not great with colours, picking colours. Like, I know what I like, but trying to work it out at the sort of this stage of like, what goes together well and how will I put them in a pattern together well. I'm not so good at this yet. So I think these will just be so beautiful together somehow, and I don't quite know how yet, but that will emerge. Anyway, that's this week, what I've been thinking, what I have been making, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.